So I want to be informal tonight. They're giving me our support, and where's your line? There you are. They're all on your side. Thank you very much. And now, of course, the fellow that took over the ride from him and has done a wonderful job, none other than Pat himself.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to be here again to be at the launch of now the 7th selection of photographs of Bilston, Braveley and Ladymoor. You know, what Ron has done, I think, is absolutely tremendous through this series of books, where piece by piece, volume by volume, layer by layer, he has built a priceless pictorial history of the surrounding area. And I'm sure that even for people born and bred here, there are things in the book that are new and that increase people's knowledge about the area. So you can imagine that for me, as someone who came newly to the area 6 or 7 years ago, this has been absolutely tremendous as a source of learning for me about Bilston, about Braveley, about Ladymoor, and about the community that I have the honour and privilege of representing. So it's a personal thank you as well as a community thank you, I think, for having such a tremendous resource as these beautifully produced books. I was thinking, Ron, I was just a few minutes ago, one of the things I like about the way that he does this is the contrast between the photo of the same scene today, just above or just below how it was many years ago. For me, that's a tremendous thing because I can, of course, recognise the suites in those buildings today and to see how they were in times gone past from exactly the same angle and same view. It really illustrates the depth of the change that's gone on. It's impossible reading these books not to feel a sense of loss about the industrial change in the area. So much of what is in the books is about the tremendous industrial names that used to characterise Bilston. The steelworks or some cases John Thompson's and so on. Which are in the current volume. And it is impossible not to feel a sense of loss and sadness about that. And I feel it sort of particularly at the moment because of the way that we see unemployment coming back to Bilston in big numbers. I'm sad to say that in the last year, unemployment in the constituency has gone up by 400. We've now got 4,500. 12% of the population of working age out of work. Now I know there were times in the 1980s when those figures were even worse, but there were also times when they were better, and now it's creeping back up. It's sad to see that. I want to say a bit about this campaign because we meet today at a time when the identity of Bilston is under threat. And what's kept Bilston going through the economic times that I've been talking about, like those closures, and then more across this period, and now the period we're going into now, has been a sense of community and identity. And I believe that the plan to carve Bilston into 4 pieces is reckless, wrong, and done by people who knew nothing about the sense of history and identity that is contained in these books. I don't know what the right number of MPs is, 600, 650, 500, I don't know. What I do know is this. Wherever you draw the lines on the map, it should mean something in terms of people's sense of identity about the place in which they live. And on that grounds, the plan produced by the Boundary Commission fails and fails utterly. To put part of Bilston into a Walsall constituency, part of it into a Dudley constituency, and 2 other parts into 2 other constituencies makes no sense at all. This will not make politics better, it will make politics worse. And it's not about me or about my future, it's about you and your town and the identity of the town. So I do say, we've already had, I think, a good, strong campaign. We had a public meeting a month ago in the town hall with 200 people, all united, Labour, Conservative, Liberal, Democrat, and everything in between, all united in saying keep Bilston united. We took a coachload, including Ron himself, I'm glad to say, to the public hearing in Birmingham. And I think we pretty much dominated the day of the public hearing with the message from faith leaders, business leaders, community leaders, as well as myself, tenants and so on, of that this plan is wrong and it should be redone in a way that keeps Bilston united. We presented a petition presented by our Mayor Bert Turner, who's here today, with over 2,000 signatures with that sentiment and that request. And if there's one thing I want to ask people, I don't actually think in the final week another few signatures on the petition is the key thing, but I think individual letters to the Boundary Commission saying that this plan is wrong. Now there's a suggestion of a letter in the leaflet we've distributed today. You don't have to send this, you can put it in your own words, but this pretty much sums up the argument, and it talks about the long and proud history and the strong sense of identity in Bilston, and criticises the Boundary Commission proposals, which would be, instead of having one MP, Bilston in future would have 4 spread across 3 different local council areas. Now, I don't think that will be good for the people of Bilston, I don't think it will be good for parliamentary representation, and I don't think it will be good for the town. So we've got 1 week left until the 5th of December to make our views known. And I ask you if you agree with the sentiment of what I'm saying and what Dennis has said today, to send off a letter to the Boundary Commission and let them know what you think. But I want to end on a hopeful note, because we've talked about loss and we've talked about industries going, but it wouldn't be true to say that the future was all bleak for Bilston. We do have new investment coming into the town. And next Saturday, we've got a very important milestone in the town, because we've watched it rise foot by foot, yard by yard in recent months. And I had some visitors here from Kidderminster actually yesterday. And we went for lunch in the White Rose, and I said, before you go, I want to show you something. And I took them round the corner, and there, rising in the sunshine, is the magnificent new Bert Williams Leisure Centre for Bilston. This is a really important facility in the town, and all credit actually to the council for putting in the millions of pounds of investment that has made this possible. It's going to be a fantastic facility for decades to come. We have the opening next Saturday. I'm delighted to say we still have Bert Williams, a Bilston lad who became not just a hero for Wolves, but a hero for England, representing his country and playing in the World Cup. And he's going to be there next week with Bert to open this. So there are signs of hope for Bilston too, and I'm looking forward to that centre being a centre for health, exercise, fitness, and indeed a place to meet socially for the people of Bilston for years to come. So the town's come through bad times. There are economic tough times at the moment, but there are also signs of hope. And I just want to echo the congratulations to Ron for recording all of this in these books. They really are a priceless history and a great asset to this town.